Well, in general, Deutsche Post DHL is one of the largest mail courier logistics companies in the world. It's a good company in Germany. It's a German company. It has a good relationship with its employees, fully unionized in Germany. But outside of Germany, what we've discovered is that its behavior towards its workers leaves something to be desired. And so the purpose of the campaign is really to try and improve workers' rights at this company and make this company respect workers' rights. We published a book or a white paper called Corporate Irresponsibility, which exposes DHL's behavior. And in that we have a number of examples from various places all over the world. One of the interesting and we think really shocking examples is the use of lie detector tests. So DHL, using lie detector tests is illegal in Germany, it's illegal in most of Europe. But they used lie detector tests on workers in Colombia, in South Africa, in El Salvador, in Guatemala, in a number of countries where, which have a history of brutal interrogation and brutal regimes. And we think that this is a real violation of workers' human rights. If they're suspected of petty theft, they're subject to a lie detector test. In the case of a worker in Colombia who came forward, it was a 2-hour lie detector test in which he was asked all kinds of personal questions. Were his parents criminals? All kinds of really horrible things. In other cases, what we've discovered in the most recent cases in Turkey, where workers have been trying to organize a union in Turkey for over a year, 23 of those workers have been fired by the company. We've since had 10 court cases. In all 10 court cases, the company was found to have fired them or sacked them illegally. And we have a report from a respected US professor, John Logan, who shows that this campaign, this anti-union campaign in Turkey by the company was sustained, systematic, deliberate anti-union campaign to stop those workers from having a union. And that case continues in Turkey. These workers are still trying to fight for a union there. We've done a number of things. We've attempted to have meetings with the company, obviously, and in fact have had some meetings in which we've raised these problems on an ongoing basis with the company, that we've proposed solutions. We suggested, for instance, in Turkey that there be a joint, that we go to Turkey together to jointly look at what was happening there. So that's one thing we've been doing, is we have been meeting with the company and trying to resolve these problems. And unfortunately, at this point, getting no response really to the issues that we're raising. So more recently, as I say, we've now published a couple of papers. One is what we call a white paper, which is all of the examples of the violations of workers' rights, and this report on Turkey. We're beginning now to engage with some of their shareholders, some of their customers, to explain what's going on and why we think this company needs to improve its labor relations and its labor rights policies. We have filed recently with the German government an OECD case, and this is because the OECD has these guidelines for multinational enterprises which governments are committed to, and they're committed to having the multinational corporations from their countries abide by these principles, which also include the principles of freedom of association and the right to collective bargaining. So we've recently filed a case in Germany, and hopeful that the German government will bring together DHL and ourselves and our partners to mediate and find a solution to these problems. So what we've proposed to them is we would like to negotiate with them a global agreement. First of all, they have to solve this situation in Turkey, and these workers that they fired have to get back to work. That's the number one thing. But we have suggested and proposed a global agreement. This is something that UNI has with a number of other multinational corporations, which puts down in writing a commitment on the part of the company with UNI, and in this case with ITF as well, the fundamental rights of workers, the right to organize, the right to have a union, the right to collective bargaining. And those things can then be monitored and implemented in partnership between the company and the global union federations.